ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
86. जीवात्मानं प्रसाद्यैवम् तस्यैवोपाध्यपायतः ब्रह्म तां वेत्ति जगतः आधारत्वेन लक्षितम्. So far, Jiva as distinct from the physical body was proved. Now, this Jiva in reality is nothing but Brahma. This has to be discovered. How is to be discovered? Upadhyapayataha tasya eva. That is the Jiva who was sharirati riktaha, the one who was distinct from cross body, that was proved. Now consider the Jiva and Upadhyapayataha. By negating the Upadhi of Jiva, in reality what remains is only Chaitanya, and Chaitanya alone, the pure awareness principle alone remains. That itself is Brahma. So in the first line we have seen Tasya eva upadhyapayataha brahmatam vidya. Tasya jivasya eva. Of that jiva only, the status, the true nature, the reality as nothing but Brahma has to be known, has to be discovered, has to be directly cognized. What Brahmata it is? What is that status of being Brahma? That is explained in second line. Jagataha adharatvena lakshitam brahmatam veti. Not Hiranyagarbha etc., not Saguna Brahma. Jagataha adharatvena. One who is the adhara, the very basis, the adhisthana for entire Jagat. Entire Jagat does necessarily include Hiranyagarbha also. Hiranyagarbha is a part and parcel of the Jagat, Prathama Jaha, the first one born. So, and of that entire Jagat, Adharatvena, as the Adhara, the basis, the Adhisthana, because Satta and Spurti, the existence aspect and the knowledge aspect that is there available in the entire creation is only on account of this Chaitanya Tattva. From that standpoint, as the basis, it is basis of entire creation, it is called Brahma. So, Jagataha adharatvena lakshitam brahmatam. The status of Brahma, which is lakshitam, which is indicated as the very basis of entire creation, veti, one knows means should be known. Veti knows means one should know. How? Tasya eva, jivasya eva, upadhi apayataha. By negating the upadhi of that very same jiva. That means all jivas in reality are nothing but Brahma. If all jivas are in reality nothing but Brahma, we find no two jivas are similar or identical or same as such. We find such variegated difference among all the jivas. Even the twins will differ. They may appear to be likewise, but they differ vastly from one another. How is it? Says it is like this. Though one and the same Atma Sarupa, Brahma Sarupa abides in all the jivas, due to the individual characteristic features of the upadhis and the samskaras one carries, no two jiva appear to be same. Though the basic principle, the very basis of all jivas, the swarupa, the true nature of all jivas is one and the same. So it is for which he gives illustration. Agniryathayika kashteshu pravishya baudha bhavet tathatma tveka evaishu देहेषु बहुधोच्यते यथा अग्निः एकः काष्ठेषु प्रविश्य बहुधा भवेत् तथा आत्मा तु एकः एव येषु देहेषु बहुधा उच्यते. Illustration is that of fire. The fire principle one and the same, but depending on the fuel it appears to be different. Only because it appears to be different you can't say different fire. Fire is one and the same. Agni tattva is one and the same. Yatha, just as Agni, the fire, ekaha, fire is only one principle. But what happens? Kashteshu pravishya. Kashteshu, in different types of wood, having different shape, different form. So, pravishya, entering means while burning, being identified with them. Bahudha bhavet, becomes many and variegated, appears to have different forms. So the sparks, there is fuel, but only the spark, tiny speck is there. The huge log, it takes the form of the log. Suppose something cube type is there, it appears like that. So therefore it takes the form of the fuel. But this, though it appears to be varied, fire is one and the same. Tatha, the same manner. Atma tu ekaha, tu. In contrast to the wrong notions of the people that Atma is different from body to body, in contrast to that, the truth fact, the truth is Atma is one and the same, the Chaitanya Tattva, the pure awareness principle is one and the same. Just as see, electricity is one and the same, manifestations differ in different gadgets. In one heat, other sound, another cold, like that it may go on form, all this go on differing, but electricity is one and the same. Why it appears to be different? Upadhi bhedataha. Gadgets differ. So that's why like that here. Atma tu ekaha eva deheshu, in all different types of embodiment, bahudha uchyate, is said to be many and variegated. Kaihi uchyate? Adnyaihi, by Adnyanis, who know not the true swarupa, true nature of Atma. They say, oh, Atma is of that. Here is a Sukhi, Dukhi, heavenly one, exalted one. Other one is the one who is not so exalted. Like these, Bahudha Uchyate. Other example is given. Vayushchaikopi deheshu pravishya pranarupataha bahudha bhatevamatma pratyupadhi pruthak bhavet vayuhu cha ekaha api देहेषु प्रविश्य प्राणरूपतः बहुधा भाति एवं आत्मा प्रत्युपाधि पृथक भवेत्. वायु air, एकः अपि, air is one and the same. देहेषु प्रविश्य, having entered the body in the form of 5 pranas, 5 vital airs, prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana, having 5 distinct functions. So, pravishya prana rupataha bahudha bhati, appears to be manifold, 5-fold, having 5 different types of function, but basically one and the same, vayu, the air. So, evam, in the same manner, atma pratyupadhi, upadhim prati, with respect to every upadhi, with respect to every embodiment, pruthak bhavi, Vikamsrutak means appears to be distinct and different from one another. So that appears, but in reality is one and the same. If that is the case, one and the same Atma, Brahma, Chaitanya Tattva, the pure awareness principle, abides in all the embodiments and appears to be different. It may appear to be different, but basically it is one and the same Atma, is it not? But if we consider the plight of each and every one of us, the individuals, how is it? Desirable, undesirable, so-so, mixed, desirable and undesirable, mixed, how is it? At least you, about yourself, don't tell me, okay? I don't want the answer, you only consider yourself, okay? Okay, fine? Is it? Fine, but is it ever fine? Never so, is it not? So something is lacking, something is wanting, all is not well, all is not at ease. Not that sorrows, etc., you are steeped in calamities, etc., not that way, but somewhere some discontent is there. Discontent without accomplishment, because of lack of accomplishment, understandable. In many of the cases, there are many cases where discontentment is in spite of accomplishment. That is why Nachiketa had told, Navittena tarpaniyo manusyaha. Is the truth. Nothing, that means it is the truth. Only it needs some maturity to discover the fact. That's all. Vittena manusyaha na tarpaniyaha. By vitta, vitta means not simply wealth, all types of accomplishment. Name, fame, possession, all types of vitta. Manusyaha na tarpaniya. It is just impossible for anyone to get really contented. Why? They don't have the capacity to do so. Why do they not have the capacity? That is their inherent nature. Because, see, even if these appear to give us some happiness and contentment, it is not because they are so, because of our evaluation and because of our disposition, because we had the value, we got it, we are calm and composed. What happens? Our true nature, which itself is on the reflects or peeps out as it were and appears as though we got it from the objects. When we know that their real nature, they are incapable, this is a fact. So we have to discover this. Sooner we discover, it is better for us. So that being the case, so we find in all embodiments, everyone is not happy with what one is. So always aspire for something better. Not only that, that is one aspect. Other aspect, how many sorrows, etc. are there? Sorrows. Birth is sorrow or a joy. Janma is sorrow or a joy. Joy for others, sorrow for the one who is born. Death, joy or sorrow? For both sorrow, okay? For dying one and the survivors also. That's why I say samsara is called as mrityu. You know why? Mrityu, death is has the sorrow at its peak for the dying one and the surviving ones. So that will be the case. In between, I think maja. In between, nothing but procession of sorrows only. If this is the plight, nothing but sorrows, and whatever that joy we can get is only for name's sake. If this is the plight of all the individuals, we know in the case of ourselves only, and we can imagine what can be, because say, there are many worst cases are there. So what can be there? And if this Atma, Brahma were to abide in all the upadhis, For a given upadhi, only the sorrow belonging exclusively to that upadhi is the problem. But if Brahma is one and the same, abides in all the upadhis, how big will the samsara of Brahma? How big? For a given jiva, it is individual samsara. From Brahma, it will be Brihat samsara, Brihan Mumbai Nagarapalika, So Brihan Maharashtra, Brihat samsara. This all samsara of all put together is samsara of Brahma. Can you give me a word, corresponding word, which is not used but we can use? Samashti samsara, okay? Earlier it is Veshti samsara, individual samsara, now it is macrocosmic samsara, samashti samsara. Earlier it was microcosmic, means individual samsara, now it will be for Brahma, it will be macrocosmic samashti samsara. What will be the plight of Brahma? At least our samsara, we can't get sleep also, we take compose and all those things. And Brahma will have to take all the compose and tranquilizers, the entire world will be insufficient for who? Insufficient for who? Brahma, This is the cost of tranquilizers you consumed in the States, United States, is I think double or something of our Indian defense budget. I think 2 times or something like that. Our India's defense budget, double or triple of that they are spending for tranquilizers. Now for Brahma, how much it will be required? I think all will have to start factories for manufacturing tranquilizers only, yes. Because Brahma, no? And what is that? Ananta. This Ananta tranquilizers will be required. Is it so? No. Is it? He is free from all these. He has nothing to do with this, from these. How? Another illustration is given. Sarva chakshustha rupopi Naravir netra roga bhag Sarvatmatvepi tad brahma Tatha dukkhairna lipyate Sarva chakshustha rupopi Ravihi netra roga bhag na bhavati or na bhavati to be added. Tatha sarvatmatvepi tad brahma dukkhaihi na lipyati. Dukkhaihi na lipyati. Sarva chakshustha rupaha api ravihi. Ravihi sun. Where is he? Where does he abide? Sarva chakshustha rupaha. The one, the sun, Surya, who abides in all the eyes. You may wonder, how is that? How does sun abide in all the eyes? As the Adhisthana Devata, presiding deity of the eyes. Because sun, Surya is the presiding deity of the eyes. Because light, without light principle, eyes cannot function. So that way, though he abides in the microcosmic, that is upadhis in the eyes, netra roga bhag na bhavati. Suppose this person's eyes got cataract, sun also will get cataract. This fellow got conjunctivitis. Poor son will have problem afterwards. S-E-N son, okay, not S-O-N son. If father got conjunctivitis, also others around may get conjunctivitis. But here we are talking of Surya, S-U-N. So does he get it? No. So he is asangaha, because that upadhi doesn't belong to him. Though abides there, upadhi doesn't belong to him. So also, Atma, Brahma, though abides in all the upadhis, being asanga, by itself being nirupadhika and no connection whatsoever, has nothing to do with the sorrows, etc. belonging to the upadhi. So, netra roga bhag na bhavati, tatha, in the same manner, sarvatmatve api tad brahma, that Brahma, the all-pervasive Chaitanya Tattva, pure awareness principle, sarvatmatve api, though the I, the Atma in all without exception, whether Brahmadi Stamba Paryantam, Brahmadi Pipilika Paryantam, in all varieties of embodiment and all members of all the species, Ati Dukkhaihi Pratatad Brahma Dukkhaihi Nalipyati, is not afflicted by those sorrows. Why? Sorrows are at the level of upadhi. Only Chaitanya, what is Atma Brahma? Illumines, means makes known. It is aloof. That the sun illumines the world. Sun is nothing to do with the what happens in the world. He is just simply Sakshi. So is Dukkhaihi Nalipyate. We can verify this. If Atma were to get afflicted by these upadhi sorrows, all along it must be there. And if that is the feature of Atma, in sleep also sorrow must be there. It is not so. So therefore sorrows belong to Antakarna. When Antakarna functions, as in the case of waking and dream, the individual is prone to sorrows. We don't say all the time sorrows should necessarily be there, but individual is prone to sorrow. When the Antakarna ceases to function, as in the case of sleep, no possibility whatsoever of any sorrow. So therefore, whom do the sorrows belong? Antakarna. The presence and absence. The presence of sorrows in the waking and the dream, absence of sorrows in the sleep, equally illumined by, made known by who? Chaitanya Rupa Atma Brahma. Therefore, he is free from these. So that means the one and the same Atma Brahma, on account of Maya Upadhi, appears to be many and variegated in terms of endless jivas, just as an actor playing different roles. Sarva Bhutantaratmaikaha Swatantro Mayaya Vritaha Ekam Swam Bahudha Kuryat Bahurupo Yatha Nataha Sarva Bhutantaratma Ekaha Swatantraha Mayaya Avritaha Ad Sun Swam Ekam Bahudha Kuryat Yatha Nataha Bahurupaha Bhavati. Yatha Nataha Bahurupaha Bhavati. Sarva Bhutantaratma Ekaha. The Antaratma, the true I in all, the very essence, that means the I where it finally resolves, the Chaitanya Tattva, the pure consciousness principle, pure awareness principle, itself is called Brahma. Ekaha, one without the second. Padis, embodiments may vary, but the Atma Tattva, Chaitanya Tattva, in and through all of them is one and the same. And it is Swatantraha. Swatantraha, independent of all the upadhis. The embodiments depend on the Chaitanya Rupa Atma, but Atma is independent of them. Even if upadhis are gone, Atma continues to exist without any change whatsoever. So Swatantraha. But Mayaya Avritaha San, being covered by Maya, means on account of Avarna Shakti of Maya. Maya, creative power of Ishvara, has got two facets. Vikshepa Shakti, Avarna Shakti. That veiling power, that Avarna Shakti, on account of that, true nature of Atma Brahma is not known, and therefore Maya avrutaha san Swam, oneself, the Atma, the Brahma, Ekam, though one, Bahudha Kuryat. Kuryat, not that should do, in the sense of Karoti. Does many. Does many means appears to be many. Not that Atma is avikari, Brahma is avikari, it cannot be made many. But it appears to be many. Just as one and the same sun appears to be so many in different reflecting media. So that way, so Bahudha Kuryat Karoti. How? An illustration is given. Yatha Nataha Bahurupaha Ad Bhavati. Just as Nataha, an actor. Bahurupaha Bhavati becomes Bahurupaha, Bahuveshadhari, the role player. So here he plays different roles. Now he may be a king, after means he may be minister, and in other he may be a beggar, in other he may be a sportsman. Like that, he takes many roles. So also Atma appears to play the roles of all the jivas, in reality totally free from them. So how one and the same Atma plays the role of both Ishvara and Jiva, one who controls, others who are controlled. So that is demonstrated. Mayopadhika Ishoyam Buddhyupadhimatam Drunam Karmanusarina Kaman Vidadhatyupabhuktaye. Ayam Mayopadhikaha Ishaha. Mayopadhikaha Ishaha. Add Saha Buddhyupadhimatam Drunam Karmanusarinaha Kaman Upabhuktaye Vidadhati. Saha to be added. Karmanusarinaha Kaman Upabhuktaye Vidadhati. That means, though Atma is one, being endowed by or wielding, conditioned by Maya Shakti, which has got in its womb various types of Shaktis, the power, becomes the Ishvara. Same Atma wielding Buddhi Upadhi or Avidya Upadhi, conditioned by Avidya Upadhi, Buddhi Upadhi, appears to become a Jiva. In reality, one and the same. How? Then when such roles come into existence, how one becomes the control, other becomes the control. Ayam means Ayam Atma. Mayopadhikaha, with the upadhi of Maya, the creative power of Ishvara. So he becomes who? Ishaha. He becomes the overlord of entire creation. Again, Saha Ishaha, that Ishvara, Buddhyupadhimatam Drunam, of those human beings, Drunam, also it is Upalakshana for all other beings also, who are Buddhyupadhiman. Buddhyupadhiman means endowed with Buddhyupadhi, means Avidya Upadhi is there, Antakarana Upadhi is there, identification with that is there, Buddhyupadhimatam, of that. Karmanusarinaha Kaman Vidadhati dispenses. Kaman Bhoga, sense enjoyment, sense pleasure, sense object, whatever they deserve. How they deserve? Karmanusarinaha, in accordance with their karma, in accordance with their upasana. So, in accordance with their karma and upasana, so what does he do? He dispenses the karma phalas, whereby they gain their bhogas or sense pleasure. Again, kama, bhogas, not simply those which give pleasures, other things also, rogas also he gives. Sorrows also, not simply bhoga means all the experiences, that is, which give pleasure, which give sorrow, all in accordance with the karma phala. Vidadhati, he dispenses. For what? For upabhuktaye, for experiencing. We can't say for enjoying, because sorrows also are there. Sorrows you don't enjoy. Generally, bhoga, this word is used, translated as enjoyment. But that our Vedanta Sanskrit word bhoga includes both sukha and dukkha. In English, you will enjoy something that is happy, joyous thing, but you don't enjoy the sorrows. That's why the bhoga has to be translated as experience, both joys and sorrows. Upabhuktaye vidadhati, dispenses. But who is it? One and the same Atma, playing the role of Ishvara and playing the role of Jiva. As a Ishvara, he controls and dispenses the karma phalas. Well, where is this Ishvara available now? Then we have to again say, same Atma appears as Jiva and appears as Ishvara. And when this role has come, what does Jiva does? Bhagavan Trahimam Pahimam. He sends SOS calls to whom? Ishvara. Who sends? Jiva. But actually who is it? Same Atma as Jiva, and you see what a great drama is going on. See, this entire world is a stage of drama. See? And that means rules are played so perfectly that if the Jiva is told you are nothing but Ishvara, he will start shouting and screaming. How is it possible? How can I ever be Ishvara? Impossible. See how that means it is just like these actors play the roles, but on the stage they forgot that they are the role players. What will happen? Calamities can take place. This fellow can straight away shoot someone also. Then he has to enact as if he is shooting. Okay. This fellow will straight away shoot or something like, suppose somebody is committing suicide where? On the stage as such. But if this fellow straight away truly does it, the end of the drama afterwards. The director of the drama has to pack off afterwards. He will get the rotten eggs from the spectators. Okay. So that here, that means that role is played. Now where is this Ishvara available? He is available in the antakarana of this Jiva only, but not undergoing any experiences of the Jiva. Just a witness, just a sakshi. Swachittastam sakshi rupam pashyanti isham pashyanti naraha tesham nitya dukkha shantihi brahmanandascha shashvataha. Ye naraha swachittastam sakshi rupam isham pashyanti tesham nitya dukkha shantihi shashvataha brahmanandascha ad bhavati. Ye naraha, those people means those ye mumukshavaha. Yataha to be humans means mumukshavaha. Those mumukshus, what do? Swachittastam sakshi rupam isham pashyanti. So where is the Ishvara now? Swachittastam, nowhere else. Antaryami, antaha sanyamayati. In each and every antakarana, who is abiding? Ishvara. And what does it do? Yamayate, controls means makes them take to their corresponding functions. All sense organs, organs of action, pranas, antakarana, all are made to take to their corresponding function just by mere presence. Just by presence. That is why Ishaha. That's why in the Purana you see the Vishnu, what does he do? Vishnu is the one who looks after the, according to Puranic concept, Vishnu is the one who looks after the maintenance and sustenance of the entire Jagat. For you to look after the house, what happens? And he has to look after the entire Jagat. How tense he must be, is it not? But he is what? High, you know what? Relaxed. Adishesha is all the time relaxed. And they say, he is in Yoga Nidra. If we close the eye, this fellow is sleeping. And if he is with the eyes closed, we say Yoga Nidra. You know, like that, no? If the teacher commits the mistake in spelling, slip of the tongue. If the student commits a mistake, has not studied properly. So like that, is it that way? No. Just by presence, one who activates everyone. That is why he is Ishvara. If he were to run after everyone, do this work, he is not Ishvara. He will be a supervisor, you know. A supervisor running after all these people, making them, requesting and threatening them, etc., and make them function after abusing. All laborers need some abusing also. If they are not abused, they will not work also. Of course, Indian psychology, I don't know. Other places I don't know. Here, so like that, he is a supervisor. Ishvara is not a supervisor, just by presence. Like in a big firm, let us say, the top boss is sitting in the cabin there, air-conditioned cabin. So everybody is very busy with the work. And the boss goes, rat is out, cats are, cat is out, rats are enjoying. So boss chale gaya, maja. So all gossip and this and that, and चला चाय पीने को जाओ, ये करो. If the one day international is going on, थोड़ा क्या करो, drawer में से translator निकाल क्या score कितना हो गया, all that you go on doing. But he is present, or suppose he comes, only tuck, sound of the boots enough, all are swinging into action. So like that, that is the boss. One who by mere presence inspires and makes others function, that is the true boss, that is the Ishvara. That is the Ishvara. So Vishnu Lord, just by presence makes them all this function. That is why it's called Antaryami. So that is what? That Ishwaram, Isham, where is he? Swachittastham Sakshi Rupam. Abiding in one's own antakarna, but aloof from what happens in the antakarna, only illumining, making them known. Pashyanti, ye naraha pashyanti. Those who say means, how pashyanti? Swatmatvena sakshat kurvanti. Sakshat kurvanti. Directly cognize as how? Swatmatvena, as my own sarupa, my own true nature. That way they directly cognize. In their case, this is the result. Tesham, for them who have directly cognized the Atma Sarupa, identical with Ishvara Sarupa, they see it is not just lip service, it is not just inferring something, it must be like that because Shruti is Pramana, etc. Direct cognition must be there. So, Tesham, for them, Nitya Dukkha Shanti. Sita Pradnyatva, or Jnana Nishtha, Brahma Nishthatva, all these are accounted there. That is what Pashyanti, not simply just some inference, etc. That is not there. If inference, etc., it Paroksha Jnana. Fine. It is useful for further pursuit, but by itself is not the end. So it should be Aparoksha, Anubhuti, Aparoksha Jnana. Direct cognition is indispensable for them. Dutesham Nitya Dukkha Shanti. Total cessation of all the sorrows. Why that Nitya said Dukkha Shanti means cessation of sorrows. Why Nitya? Permanently. Because Anitya Dukkha Shanti every day we experience. Temporarily in sleep there are no sorrows, not that one. Ignorance is still continuing there. Nitya dukkha shanti, total freedom from sorrows, because Atma Swarupa is dukkha rahita. So, dukkha shanti. Not only that, again, shashvataha cha brahmanandaha bhavati. Direct cognition of Brahmananda, limitless Ananda, shashvata. That is, ever existent, not temporary. That means, freedom from sorrow and discovery or direct cognition of Atma Swarupa to be Brahmananda, limitless Ananda Swarupa. See, there is a Purva Paksha in Sambandha Vartika, where they are called Jaratha Tarkikaha, old Nayayika school of thought. They say absence of sorrow itself is happiness. Absence of sorrow itself is happiness. There is nothing called as happiness separately, which is not correct. That Sureshwaracharya elaborately discusses. Of course, this is out. It's too much here. So, elaborately discusses absence of sorrow, absence of limitations by itself is not Ananda. So, in Ananda, Brahmananda, sorrows are not there, because sorrows are on account of Upadhi. Brahma is Nirupadhika. So therefore sorrows are not there. So absence of sorrow is one aspect, Ananda is other aspect. That's a big discussion is there. Just better you keep in mind as somewhere at the end of Sambandha Vartika it comes about 10-15 Vartikas here devoted for that. So Brahmanandascha Shashvataha, so that he discovered the permanent Nitya Brahmananda, because it is Swarupa, and that Ananda is not Vishayananda, not born of any sense object or even not born of this Pramata, etc. It is the Swarupa Ananda. Atma Swarupa is nothing but Ananda Swarupa. Now the question is, that Ananda Swarupa, can it be known as this? Can it be objectified? No. It is not available for objectification. Why not? To objectify something, a principle which illumines that is required. But this is something which is Swaprakasha, cannot be bhasya of any principle which make us know many things. So therefore, it cannot be known as this. It is one Swarupa only. Then how can it be known? Swaprakasha. Swaprakasha. You prepare your mind in such a way that Swaprakasha, that becomes clear. No hindrance, no pratibandha on account of Antakarana takes this. That much care you take. Afterward, there is nothing required to, that means to know it as such, it is Swaprakasha. And on the other hand, anything that is known by you is on account of this principle only. That Valli 5, Mantra 14. Tadetaditi manyante anirdesham paramam sukham katham nu vijaneyam kimu bhati vibhati va. Those who are jnaninaha, brahmanishtaha, atmadnyanishtaha, brahmadnyanishtaha, atmadnyanishtaha, what they say? Tadetad iti manyante. That anirdesham paramam sukham. That Paramasukha Brahmananda, which cannot be pointed out like this, Etad, it is this. How is it? Is it not a contradiction? Which cannot be objectified as this. This means they directly cognize, not by objectification, because it is not available for objectification. That is what they say. If that is the case, the doubt arises, can it be objectified? Because this Etad iti manyante, they consider like this is what it is. Can it be objectified or not? Answer is not being given. The answer is in Katha, the famous mantra, you know. Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyuto bhanti kutoyam agni tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvam idam vibhati. Because it shines, everything shines after mist. Because it is a knowledge principle, everything is known after that. It cannot be made known by any principle whatsoever. Anirdesham tamanandam pratyaksham manvate buddhaha sadrusho va swaprakashaha tichena sadrishyate. Anirdesham add api tam anandam buddhaha pratyaksham manvate. Buddhaha pratyaksham manvate. Saha drishyaha va swaprakashaha iti chet saha na drishyate. Iti chet saha na drishyate. Anirdesham api. Even though tam anandam, that ananda, what ananda? Brahmananda. Atmananda or Brahmananda. Brahmananda word used there in the earlier stanza. Tam Brahmanandam. Anirdesham api. What is anirdesha? Nirdeshtum ashakyam. The one which is impossible to point out like this. What can you point out like this? Whatever you can perceive, experience or know as an object. Vishayikarana, objectification is a must for anything to be known as this. So therefore, no, anirdesham, that which can never be objectified. Why? Objectification by whom? Vishayikarana is by whom? Who objectifies? Pramata, Anubhavita, Bhokta, Ahankara, he objectifies. Chaitanya Sarupa, free from that superimposed status of Ahankara. What is there is only Chaitanya, Atma, Brahma, and Brahma alone is there. Where is the question of duality? One objectifying the other. If such objectification is there, it is only a product of ignorance. So therefore, says that it cannot be objectified because Brahma itself is something which is aligned to Atma Sarupa, Brahma Sarupa. Anirdesham, where Pramata is there, objectification comes in picture. So Anirdesham api, though it cannot be pointed out as this, tam anandam, tam brahmanandam, buddhaha, buddhaha, jnaninaha. The jnanis pratyaksham manvate. Pratyaksham manvate means know, perceive, recognize. How? Pratyaksham, directly. How come? How is it? You say you can't objectify it and they directly recognize how? That Brahmanda being self-evident, who doesn't need any pramata, doesn't need any pramana, and itself is, so prameya means when pramata, pramana are there, itself is what it is, self-luminous. So that being the case, so then how can it be known? That not knowing, I am knowing, itself is nothing but knowledge principle. So what you do? Remove the pratibandhakas. Pratibandhakas or obstructions are where? Antakarna. From antakarna you remove the pratibandhakas. What are those? Mala, vikshepa, avar. Remove it. Afterwards what? That antakarna assumes the swarupa of this Atma which is Brahmananda. You have nothing to do. All thing to be done is to eliminate the pratibandhakas, obstruction. That is what? Now to get knowledge, nothing is to be done in this sense. But for this, what is to be done? Many things are to be done in terms of Shuddhantakarna, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. All an effort to make the mind conform itself to the Swarupa. Thereafterward, nothing needs to be done, no objectification. The mind itself assumes the Brahmananda Swarupa. It is self-evident. So therefore this way, pratyaksha, that's why they say that direct cognition is there. Not indirect as such, not inference. So pratyaksham buddhaha manvate. If this is the case, is it not a contradiction? One side you say anirdesham and buddhaha pratyaksham manvate. They say directly cognized, at the same time cannot be objectified. How is it? They say that for doubt is there. Saha drishyaha va swaprakashaha. A question comes, that Brahmananda, is it drishya, something known by drashta, the seer, knower, or swaprakasha, anirdesha, means it necessarily must be swaprakasha and not drishya. So therefore it says, first question, iti chet, if this is the doubt, so having heard that what buddhaha, what jnanis say, that though Brahmananda is anirdesha, cannot be objectified, yet it is directly cognized. A lay person gets a doubt. A mumukshu gets a doubt. Is it? Means is it available for objectification or it is self-evident? Answer, iti chet. If this is the question, query, saha na drishyati. Answer is that Brahmananda is not drishya, means is not available for objectification. Why so? Because answer is na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam etc. So Surya there stands for, in Kathopanishad or Mundaka also it comes, this mantra stands for all the faculties which make you know something or other. Sun, moon, stars, fire etc. told there. It also includes buddhi adi, buddhi indriya. You know, through buddhi, mana etc. don't you know something? It means the intellect, mind, sense organs make you know one thing or other. So these faculties also are included as upalakshana in the Surya etc. It cannot be objectified by any of these faculties which make us know otherwise things in the world, and from that standpoint it is swaprakasha na drishyate. That is what's na tatra suryo bhati etc. Why? A bhasaka, the one who can illumine, one who can make you know that Brahman, the Sarupa, Atma, Brahma is not available. Itself is a very knowledge principle, self-evident principle. That nasadrishyate in stanza 33. Why so nasadrishyate? The hetu, the reason is given the first line of stanza 94. Nabhasayanti suryadyaha buddhyadyascha swayam prabham kintu bhantam tamanvete bhanti bhasa tadiyaya swayam prabham suryadyaha buddhyadyascha na bhasayanti. Swayam prabham suryadyaha buddhyadyascha na bhasayanti kintu tam bhantam anvete tadiyaya bhasa, add te sarve bhanti. Tadiyaya bhasa, add te sarve bhanti. There tam bhantam, then add sarvam. Sarvam anvete. Tam bhantam, add sarvam anvete. Swayam prabham, this Atma Brahma which is Swayam Prabha. Swayam Prabha is Swayam Jyoti Swaprakasha, self-evident principle. I know you what is meant by self-evident principle. Surya, what we call self-illuminating principle. Sun doesn't need light to be seen. To see the sun, do you need light? No. To know something, you need the faculties which can make you know. But Atma is very knowledge principle like Swaprakasha, self-luminous sun. being the very knowledge principle, no other faculties of giving knowledge are required, or is required. So that means again we call self-evident. Swayam Jyoti we have seen in other contexts many times, not here but other classes. Swayam Prabham. These, who are those? Suryadyaha. Surya, Chandra, Taraka, Agni, also Adi for Buddhyadyascha. Buddhi, etc. Buddhi, Adi for Manaha, then Indriyaha, Jnanendriyaha, all these, Buddhyadyascha, na bhasayanti. So cannot make you know. Why? Bhasaka bhava. The one who can illumine them, make them known is not there because itself is the very knowledge principle. Can your small torch, flashlight, can it illumine the sun? Come on, go. See whether sun has risen up or not. What is it? Redundant. Why? It is not necessarily self-luminous. So also an inert thing needs bhasaka. And that is where required, that is where pramata comes in picture, operating the pramana, antakarana vritti, etc. They reveal the object. Antakarana vritti reveal because chidabhasa is available. Just as water illumines something because light has got reflected in that. So that way it is necessary. Here itself is the very knowledge principle. So bhasaka is not there. So surya, etc., buddhi, etc. cannot objectify it, cannot illumine them. Then how is that? How the Buddhaha pratyaksham manvate? First earlier stanza, first line, 93. The Buddhaha, Jnaninaha, what do they? They consider this Atma and the Brahman as pratyaksham, that which is directly cognizant. How is it so? Because itself is the knowledge principle. Kintu tam bhantam, that is tam bhantam, when that Brahma Swaprakasha, Brahma shines, means when that knowledge principle is there, tadiyaya bhasa. Tadiya means that Swaprakasha, whatever Brahma is there, by its the very knowledge principle, bhasa, te sarve bhanti, or tam bhantam sarvam anvete. There is alternate reading is there. Tamanveti. In place of tamanveti, there is tamanveti. I think that is better because anvi is parasmay pada, but here it is atmanepada is there. So therefore tamanveti, that is a better reading. So tamanveti means they follow, means because of this knowledge principle they appear to be sentient and are capable of knowing. Sarvam tam bhantam, when that Brahma shines, sarvam, everything, anveti, follows the suit, means they appear to shine or they appear to illumine something, like sun illumines the world, buddhi makes you know the things, like that it is possible. How is it so? Tadiyaya bhasa, by that knowledge principle belonging to that Brahma which is Swaprakasha, te sarve bhanti, all of them shine means are known. Just as by light of the sun other things are seen, with the knowledge principle that Brahma is, that everything is known, but itself doesn't need any principle which can make you know, itself is Ananda Swarupa. Other happiness, joy, Vishaya Sukha, the sense pleasures need to be illumined. Why? They are dependent on inert things. But here it is, this Brahmananda is self-evident. Only pratibandha in the antakarana you eliminate. Again, the Atma Swarupa, Brahma Swarupa, by giving an imagery of samsara vriksha. This samsara is compared to a tree. See, when you see a tree, what all the things you see? Trunk, branches, twigs, leaves, flowers, fruits. Is it not? All you see. This clearly evident, is it? But there is something more very important thing. What is it? Roots, where are they? Are they seen? Underneath. That is very important, because of which only this tree gets sustained, is it not? Like that samsara is there, but there is unseen basis is there. Scientist, you take a tree. Scientist's job is, they do what they like, a tree, trunk onwards, everything they analyze and discover. Vedantin is the one who, what? Root, he tries to find out the nature of that. That's the difference between science and Vedanta. Which is important? Is important. So long as we have not discovered the root, that may be required for the time being. Finally you have to discover the root only. So you have to discover the root. So that here samsara vriksha, the word you are clearly perceiving. You can never miss the word. Yes, if that is the case, whether sorrow, joys, whatever may be the experiences, there is a basis, a root. That root is Brahma. So with the samsara vriksha imagery, with the kalpana of tree of samsara, what is Brahma is indicated. Okay, we'll take next.
Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayanta Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahesha Go Brahmanebhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanya Prithivi Sasya Shalini Deshoyam Shobharahita Brahmana Santu Nirbhaya Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kasyid Dukkha Bhag Bhave Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om